These are my note cards. And this is my audience, 5 people. And I will pass over the phone. Is it recording?
Yes.
Thank you. Can you see me?
Yep.
All right, thank you. All righty.
They're gonna ask him if your hair looks good? Cause your
Yeah,
girl.
this
Oh,
is-
okay.
You'd ask that before you start recording, man.
So, this is me. So, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for coming. I know it's hard for you guys to come away from your workplace, but I appreciate everyone for being here. So I'm going to be talking to you about censorship. So, what is censorship? So, in the most basic terms, it's a way of preventing certain graphic or implicit material from being exposed to the public. We see this on a daily basis on TV. When you watch a film, say a Platoon or a Pulp Fiction, sometimes they cut off and chop some scenes. In school, they don't show a whole TV show of graphic stuff like war or something like that. They chop it up and make sure it's suitable for the audience. So, when I was watching a movie like Platoon in high school, I could see that certain parts of the movie were chopped and changed, and I always wondered, what's that about? So there's a lot of controversy about censorship and whether or not it is needed in the educational process. According to the ALA in 2016, intellectual freedom is the right and liberty of every individual to both seek and receive info from all points of view without restriction. So now I'm going to talk to you about the advantages of censorship. It helps provide a blanket of sorts in covering up certain explicit and graphic material for the younger generation. We can all agree that the younger generation are impressionable. You look at most high school shootings, you ask all of them and they say, oh, I watched this show, that's what I got the inspiration from. So by using censorship, there's a notion that we're preventing the young from jumping to rash decisions from what they see or hear. Pillai 2016, when he says that we can avoid creating certain political and religious conflicts that could stem the violence, like I said, about high school shootings or massacres or whatever. They always watch something on TV and they see, oh, that's so cool, I'm going to try it out in real life. Censorship helps with that process. Micah Maddox in the 2013 article said that there's an overall element of protecting the innocence of youth, and in hindsight it becomes one of the core values of a wholesome society. Now I'm going to talk to you about the disadvantages of censorship. As much as we're protecting the youth, we are also stifling their creative juices. The essence of someone's work is telling the honest, brutal reality of it and the truth of it. It's not as simple as, oh, we're going to block this out, and they're just, they don't have to watch this. But in hindsight, you're trying to prevent them from knowing what really happened. So censorship can undermine a true message of a person's work, what he or she is trying to tell us. When you look at a film like Pulp Fiction, Quentin Tarantino, what he was really trying to say with his film, the message he was trying to drive through with his film, if you censor it, people are going to be like, what is this? What am I watching? I'm not watching the real reality of it. They won't be able to think about it. We won't be able to understand or formulate opinions about a piece. It sort of devalues it in a sense. I wouldn't say devalue, but it would kind of bring it down a notch and people won't think about it as much. Like, for example, the civil rights movement. There was a lot of atrocities committed during the civil rights movement. And if we censor that out, we won't know what really happened and its true impact in the United States and also in the world. Even like a movie like The Platoon, which talked about the Vietnam War. If we block that out and block out the atrocities, we wouldn't know the real impact that it had on our society. And in the end, the First Amendment, it states that everyone has the right to freedom of opinion and expression, a right which includes freedom to hold opinions without interference and to seek, receive, and impart info through any media. So that is from the NCAC in 2016. And in conclusion, whether you're pro or anti-censorship, a fine balance needs to be maintained. You've got to look at every factor before you censor something. I'm not saying that if you want to censor something, go right ahead, but know what you're trying to do, know the circumstances. So like I said, various factors have to be taken into consideration? Are we stifling the imagination of the youth? Or are we exposing people to too much too soon? So there's no definite solution. But in spite of its complications, censorship should be an important aspect and lesson when talking about the education process. And with that, I'd say thank you for coming. And I know it's short, but I just needed 5 slides, and I talked enough about censorship. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.